Oh, Nizhnik. All right, let's play Ilya Nizhnik. Let's do this. Shout out to him. He's a strong grandmaster. I played him over the board before without success. I have one loss against him from a pretty good position, too. But that's the way it happens sometimes. What's up, Capture Boats? Hello, Octopus. Good to see you. Kanye for Prez, what's up? All right, let me start the timer. Make this official. Okay, this is a bit of a passive line from my opponent, but I'm sure he has his motivations. Yeah, I tend to play it like this: knight a4, knight c5. Nizhnik is quite tricky a lot of times, I've found. I mean, most strong players have their bag of tricks, but I found he's adept at like setting little traps that I haven't anticipated. Pawn Peddler, thanks for the 7 months. So I got to be on guard here. All right, let's play rook e1. And do I try to counterattack? Probably not. I think just retreat here. If he takes a2, I can take a6 at the end. I should be a little bit better because I always feel like the bishop on g7 is kind of out of the game in this type of position. So we're going to try to start this off correctly. Thank you, Geigo Bear, for the 31 months. We're going to play 1 hour of focus blitz. I've already played some blitz today. I did lead chess plays earlier today. I had a couple losses, actually. Some good players. So hopefully I can display some good results here. All right. So this bishop looks a little misplaced. I can play a4 and win the bishop pair directly. I think I'm going to do that. He's definitely worse here to some degree. I mean, this is a position I'd love to play over the board against a player of this caliber. So now I might have an idea of doing this and this. 95 comes to mind, as does something like queen d1 to try to go to e2, but this just looks like by far the easiest move, so let's do it. So I'm thinking if he takes here, I trade and then pawn take here, and I think I should get him on d5. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's interesting. I see some interesting possibilities there. We'll see what he does. I'm up on the clock. Except I got to take here first, so let's do that. I think this is good for me. And it should be good in a variety of ways. Yeah, he's just going to go back there. So let's take this guy, shall we? Mm-hmm. Here he has check. So that spoils that operation. Probably just here then. What's he going to do? Put the knight on c5? That would make sense. So this has to be significantly better for me. Let's see what we can do with it. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go here now. Try to undermine. I'm going to go back here. Maybe playing with the idea of queen d6, I'm thinking. Just up knight d7, though. I guess I go queen d6 anyways at that point. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'm not so comfortable with that bishop hanging all the time. Uh-huh. Let's go here. I might need to play f4 if he goes back to g7. Is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's just hide the king first. Give a check here. Guard this a little bit better. Uh-huh. All right, I didn't see that move. I guess I got to give him the a-pawn. Unfortunately. Now I need to activate my dark square bishop. That's going to be important. I can do that. He seems unconcerned. Let's try for this. I still feel like I'm pressing here because this seems hard to guard. Time, though. Maybe this and this if I get a chance to. He might just be in big trouble here. I don't even see a defense to this. He's flaming out on the clock. Oh, take that with check. Come on, John. That was kind of a layup on my part. Oh, got him. All right. Yeah, he's pretty fast at the end. That was shameful that I didn't play queen takes f8 with check, but we got the victory nonetheless. I'll take it. All right, he declined. GG. Let's search. Yeah, so even though he won the B pawn, I'm pretty sure that was winning for white. Once I got my queen to the 7th rank, that is. I think black's king safety is too questionable, you know? With the light square bishop coming in. Originally, I was thinking maybe get the dark square bishop to f6. But I'm pretty sure after queen c7, I mean, maybe he can play king f8 or something, but I think black actually still has to be very careful here. King f8 only move. And then I found this and maybe some narrow defense, but yeah, not looking good for black, especially in time pressure. But I really need to see queen takes f8. Like, that's kind of ridiculous that I didn't play that. I just reacted to the threat here without a second thought. In fairness, queen takes f8 here. I know the engine says mate in 7, but what's my next move? I'm trying not to look at the evaluation. I guess I go bishop h4. Is that the point? Yeah, bishop h4 here. That's a funny line. Bishop h4, and if he takes it, queen h6. Okay, Reach 97. Let's play d4. Thank you, co-pilot. Tommy says clean win. Yeah. Not so much, but thank you, Tommy. Okay, let's play this bishop d2 variation. 28-25, not bad. Let's keep it up. Let's build it. Hello, Hannah. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in earlier on Lee Chess today. That was fun. I played a cheater in one game. I was dead lost after about 15 moves or so. And they were proceeding to play quite mechanically and slowly. And I eventually won the game by flagging them. And then they promptly got banned. So that was kind of funny. All right, let's go. I'll play knight f3. I'm going to allow bishop g4, but then I'm going to go d5. Probably they're going to go knight a5 at that point, or maybe take and then knight e5. But let's see what happens here. That's some Grunfeld-like play. Some typical Grunfeld stuff, huh? Let's go here. I guess I have an idea. Knight c4 here. Take. They can take b2. I'm going to play h4, h5, try to rush their king. What's up, One Ply Deep? Thank you for the 8 months. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, too. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Whatever you're celebrating, if anything. And hope you're all looking forward to the new year. Yeah, the knight's coming into d4. I don't know. I'm just going to continue with this plan. In fairness, I could be caught a little bit in the middle of the board, you know, because I got to watch these points constantly. I'm trying for this. It's a rather direct caveman-like plan. I might really pay the price for this, but we'll find out. I'm committed at this point. El Pac-Man, thank you for the 26 months. Thanks a lot, Pac-Man. I mean, maybe queen f6, trying to hit f3. Provide some defense as well. I could go rook h3 here. That's probably best. My coordination looks highly suspect in this position. But at least my opponent's thinking a lot. It's nice to be on the other side of that equation. So I'm 1.5 games into this session, and I think I'm managing my time well. I did just win on the clock against a good player, so. Right there. So that allows this move. I guess he's saying, I don't think your dark square play is sufficient here to cause problems, which may be true, but, an exchange is an exchange, so I might go for that. He has queen e6, though. All right, that's fine. Let's just continue like this. A. Becker, thank you for the 17 months. Cheers, A. Becker. Thank you very much. All right, so still here, queen e6, I suppose. Okay, let's take. I'd love to get to that long diagonal, but I don't think it's feasible. So let's just take here. This diagonal, I mean. Can reposition that. 85, maybe. How do I make sense of my pieces here? That's the problem. All right, let's just go here. I know he has this operation, but I don't really know what to do, so I just got to play some moves now. Try to create some opportunities. Read book, drink tea. Thank you for the 14 months. Let's go to 2,900, they say. Yeah, let's do it. I agree. All right. Come on, John. You were just talking about time management. Now you're slipping down, down, down on the clock. Not good. Once that knight into f4, and that's going to be painful. All right, I got to give the exchange. Knight d3 was a threat otherwise. What can you do? Still a fight, though. Still some chances. All right, let's just trade knight for knight. I hate to give up that piece, but I needed to make something happen. I don't know. Got to try something here. What's going on in this position? He's got some issues, though. Needs to guard against some of the threats. Maybe draw? I can't really play for a win, so we might have a draw here. All right. We'll take it. Oh. Why can't... Oh, he's playing a game already? All right. Strange. Yeah. I didn't really like how that one was shaping up in the middle game. I think I went too directly for the attack, but at least I managed to draw in the end. This is all pretty good for black. Even after queen b6, this felt kind of sketchy. Queen e7. At least I'm creating some threats with that. He didn't want to lose e5. But he is holding e5, at least with his queen. Gastine, thank you for the prime. Also, FB3, thanks for the 15 months. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, let's go here. Entering the pool again. Shellback with some nice feedback says, you're the only streamer I see that really sets time limits on sessions. As much as I'd love an hours-long stream, I think it's a great example to set. Yeah, thank you. I had a student say that recently, too, that he likes it because when he tunes in, he knows what he's getting. He knows exactly what I'm going to do on stream and also the amount of time it's going to take. So that particular student likes to watch my VODs. And, yeah, I'm glad people appreciate it for different reasons even. I do think it is a good model. I mentioned this earlier today on Lee Chess Plays. Like, if you at all have trouble with tilt or setting limits for yourself, I highly recommend this technique. Just strictly limiting the amount of time that you are playing with, quite simply. This is interesting. Played right away. All right, let's try to call his bluff here. If it is indeed a bluff, it's probably not. It's just a strategic idea. But I think when you're dealing with something as addictive as online chess, you got to be intentional about how you're using your time. Just like with any other dopamine producing activity online, you have to understand that your brain is going to be craving more and that we are hardwired to just click the buttons that produce the dopamine. And the rematch button is mighty tempting, especially if you're losing multiple games in a row. And I think for virtually everyone, past about an hour, and especially when you're getting up towards 2-hour sessions, you're going to be making suboptimal decisions. I mean, I've very rarely seen someone who disproves that, quite honestly. Okay, he's going to get his pawn back here, but I think we're going to have to allow it. Is he going to, though? Is that one I have this move? I thought maybe he should play bishop takes h7. So let's try this. And basically say, hey, you got a couple pieces hanging, buddy. He goes here, rook b8. I've ever thought about uploading my VODs to YouTube. I do occasionally, Bitcoin Boy, but I know when I watch VODs, I don't like to sift through the unedited ones where there's like downtime in between. And I know mine might be a bit more to the point than some people's, but still, I'm kind of conscious of that. So it's hit and miss when I upload them in terms of whether I think they make good YouTube quality. Okay, so if I take here, I think I should go here first. But yeah, certainly with this format, I would feel better about uploading it. I think it's maybe a little more watchable. Okay, can I do this? He's very close to losing something here, but I gotta figure out how to punish him. Queen e7 is kind of a nifty move. So if he trades, I hit the bishop, and then when the bishop moves, I take b2. So he might play bishop f3 or bishop a6 here. But now I probably take and play c2. And that's an annoying pawn to deal with. He has to go rook f1. Or not. Okay. Interesting. Bishop here, maybe? Complicated stuff here. There's this move as well. I'm going to try this one. This is interesting. So take, I'm going to take here. I don't know, though. Maybe he just goes king f1 at that point. At any rate, let's play this. Key question here is my c2 pawn strong or weak? Just king f1 probably now. Oh, but then I can take here. Wow. Okay, I didn't plan that, but that's actually possible if he plays king f1 because he takes my rook. Can I do this? Hold up. King takes. Let's say bishop, I don't know, d4. Bishop d4, rook b1. Yeah, that'll work. I got to play it. That's sick. And if he checks down here, at minimum, I can block with the rook. Bishop e3. No way. No way. Oh, man, that actually works. I mean, I can connect my rooks. I can queen now. That might be best. I'm kind of running out of time here. So if here he takes, he just ignores that. Yeah, I got to promote now. Check. And then I just got to make a left move like this or something. Insane little sequence there. After all that, I still might be doing pretty well. Let's try to take this. Okay. Take. He takes e2. I take here. What's he going to do now? Okay. Maybe not. All right. We have an endgame. After all that. But he's going to claim that I'm trapped. Interesting. This endgame's probably a draw. Maybe I can play for a win. He's got to let me out now. Oh, yeah. We're out. We're out, baby. Okay, I should win now with the knight and the extra time. Just keep stuff on the board, basically. We're not going to trade everything, that's for sure. Very difficult endgame for him to defend. Oof, yeah. That's the benefit of having a knight and time pressure. That game was insane. There's some real interesting tactics in that one, right? Hey, casual player. Casual player beat me earlier today in Lee Chess Plays. Let's offer a rematch. That was fun. I really enjoyed that game. There was some cool stuff with the C pawn. Here we go again, though. We'll look at it later. Let's play C3 here. The buzzkill move against C5. Offering an exchange Slav transposition. The original White Salt says, I'm pretty sure you missed a tactic when both sets of rooks were still in play. Quite probably. I mean, that was really complicated, though. Even when I found rook takes b2, I think he defended well. And I'm pretty sure he could have played that as such where he didn't necessarily have to lose the a-pawn at the end. Seems like he intentionally went for that trap of my knight, but I think that was the wrong call in hindsight. But I didn't see any of that. Well, okay, I saw up through me taking the pawn. I didn't realize my knight would get trapped. So this is like a reversed, I don't know, Geller Gambit or something. Reverse like semi-Slav style position. Probably here now. He can take. I got to watch Queen D5. That's brutal. Okay, let's go here maybe then. I'm not going to take this yet, because he would have this move. Now, I want to win this pawn back, but he's probably going to make it somewhat difficult. That's an interesting decision. Okay, take. So if I take, he goes knight D5 or something. Take B7, rook B8. Interesting. All right. I think I should actually take here. And then maybe this. Try to go after this pawn. We're getting real interesting games. I mean, this player is listed as NM, but it's so hard to know how much to read into these titles because a lot of these guys play super well. Suffice it to say, well above their rating of their title. Let's say, if there is a title, oftentimes there's not. Man, I've got some interesting ideas here, like this and this. If that at all works. Oh my god, I see some cool stuff. I gotta go for this now. Does he have any ways he can interrupt it? Like bishop d4 might actually work there. I mean, knight e5 also should be pretty good. Here he's going to play bishop d4. Takes, queen takes. That kills all my momentum. Let's go knight e5. Still some real interesting attacking ideas. I still have queen h6 on the agenda. Like if I play this, and if he takes, I would have double check and then mate in the current configuration, which is probably going to change. But like say he plays queen e7, this might be a good move. He does play queen e7. Maybe he just goes king h8 against that, though. There could be nothing there. Possibly nothing. I'm using a lot of time to... All right. I'm just going to retreat. No fun, but I'm just going to send that back for now. We'll try to corral this pawn. As fun as that line was looking. We're going to play this the same way. Yeah, I was thinking about busting out the Santa hat, but in too tight of a match at the moment to even consider that. Hey, thank you, Axiom Fox. Yeah, I hope you had a great holiday as well. Let's try to win this game. I really want this one. He's going to have a hard time protecting this. What's the idea? Okay, he's going to D5 if I take. That doesn't work, though, right? Not just bad. Because my queen helps defend here, so what's his big plan here? I think he just didn't know what to do. Or maybe he blundered. Oh, no, I just made a mistake. Okay, I still have some tricks, though. If he takes here, I have bishop G7. Start the E-pawn rolling here. Mm-hmm. Okay, watch your time, John. Trying to win this. There we go. There we go. All right. And I even pressed for the win. I didn't try to hedge and just go for the flag or something there. So I actually succeeded in winning that. It was a little risky running the king up the board, but I didn't think there was going to be a mating configuration. Although if you guys have been following the World Rapid Championship, you saw that game that Geary won today against Rasmus Svein when he was down 2 pawns, queen and 2 pawns versus queen. Oh, thanks, Jameson. I didn't know that. Yeah. So I got equivalent to my highest ever Blitz rating. All right. Good stuff. Here, let me check that previous game real quick. I am curious about that. Zubal Jr., thank you for the subscription. Do I take Magnus or the field? I'm going to go with Magnus. Yeah. Thank you, Graham Parker ME, for the 3 months. Oh, you got me stocks, though. Thank you. Very nice. Appreciated. This game was nuts. I'm almost certain that after bishop takes c6, I must have something. So bishop b4. I really thought white would go bishop h7. Although that is a mistake too. Take here, here. And if he takes here, my king is not on the 8th rank, so that I would have this available. So he'd have to go here instead. Now black is somewhat better, evidently. Not super clear, though. All right, so he did this. I went bishop b4, c3. d3 I didn't even consider here. Probably should have. I took, which looked most principled. Engine also just likes taking on c6, trading. d1's a good move by him. Yep. This is all best. Rook d3. I thought he had to play rook f1 there, but he moved his rook up the board. Wow. And this position is nearly equal. Black might have some pull, but white is almost keeping it steady here. I guess the c-pawn is blockaded, so I do have that going for me. And then this is good for white if he plays it properly. Plays king f1, which originally I thought was a good move, but then I saw this. Idea being if he takes, I'm promoting with check. Discovery. So you went here. Oh, rook takes f2. Wow. Rook takes f2. How does that work? Rook takes, bishop takes, because again, king takes allows c1 equals queen with check. Rook b1, king g2. What's the idea at that point? I guess the idea is probably I just make luft. Here, check. Look at this. h5, h6, g6, all best moves. Because the point is, I cannot take the rook or promote because I'm facing mate in 2 on the back rank. So I would have to foresee that I play the move h5 here or something. And that, despite being down a rook, because I'm threatening to promote, this is a little bit better for black. He has to stop my pawn. And then I scoop the rook. And we get to this endgame, and black's up a pawn. Probably draws still, though. Yeah, there's some nut stuff there. I mean, rook takes f2 would be advanced. That's a phenomenal move. I did this because I thought I needed to connect the rooks now. It's not even clear to me what white is threatening. I guess they're threatening to play like rook c1 and blockade the pawn, and then the rook will be trapped here. So I thought I needed to connect my rooks together. He takes. Doesn't want to take with the bishop because then I take here. And now I made luft. a4. Played the knight in. I'm trying to attack. I was proud of this sequence. Oh, rook d8 just spoils it. Makes perfect sense. We were getting low on the clock at this point. Knight takes f2. There's a lot of pieces under attack here. The whole point of this line is that I'm threatening to take the rook and defend my rook in the process, which is what happened in the game. But rook d8 just throws a total spanner in the works there. King h7, take, and he's up a rook. Wins the game. Yikes. So he did this. Yeah, I thought he could just play bishop takes a7 right here. That should be a draw if he does that. He did this, though, and he went for an interesting trap of my knight. But due to the serious lack of pawns, at best, I think white's going to draw this. I don't think he has time to go run over and take my knight. And I introduced a little resource here. You know, almost always in king and pawn endings, if you can't promote a pawn right away, you want to activate your king. You want to send your king to the forwardmost square you can, ideally attacking the enemy pawns. So that's what I was doing right here. Yeah, and he can probably draw this by bringing his king back. I still can't move the knight. He could maybe just shuffle his king here and kind of say, what are you going to do about it? I could see how that would end in a draw. Oh, good. Now I played the best move, h5. And it seemed to me like he was almost in Zugzwang, because if he moves this bishop anywhere, my knight is going to be able to get out somewhere to one of these 3 squares. And he has only a limited number of pawn moves, h4, g4 now. And the only thing left is his king. Evidently, he should play g4 and then run his king in and probably eliminate my pawns. He moved his king, but then I go here, and now I'm eyeing up the bishop, and you can see he just doesn't have time to go after my knight. He loses the bishop, and he's going to lose the game. Hey, Malcolm. Good to see you. Yeah, and after this, I felt pretty confident I was going to win. For sure, I missed some easier wins here, but the main thing is just be annoying with the knight. You know, knight versus bishop in time pressure like this, especially with the knight side having an extra pawn, it should be game over if you're at all, even for someone like relatively slow like me compared to some of these players. Just don't allow them to liquidate. That was a fun game. Some insane tactics there. You know, that middle game, that would make for a great puzzle. I could see this being in like a Jacob Agar book or something, like calculate the consequences of bishop c5, or, you know, what should happen after king f1, give the line after king f1. And if someone sees like this move here, with the nuance being that after this, you can't even take the rook or promote. You have to first play a luft move, and black is somehow slightly better in the end. That's a lot. All right, let's get back in the mix because the clock is running here. Let's search for a game. Absolutely. Definitely a lot to unpack. Spanner in the works sounds something like a British GM would say in a Foxy openings video. Yeah, I know what videos you're talking about. It's a series of chess videos that was popular in like the 90s or early 2000s, maybe. Fizgert, thanks for the 13 months. I wanted to say a wrench in the works, but I didn't want to offend Danny Wrench. Oh my, Charles M4, look at that with the $50 donation. Look at that. Hey, Charles, thank you so much, my friend. Wow, that is a generous donation of you. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Charles. Says thanks for the years of great content. Well, yeah, thanks again. Here's to many more years, hopefully, of great content. And best wishes with your own improvement in 2022. It's going to the Starbucks fund. Yeah, or maybe a HD camera as GTX Gaming. I have been thinking about it. I might upgrade. I might upgrade my mic too. Even though this is a great mic, I like it. I'm not sure I like the podcasting style, like right in front of my face. This does get a little annoying sometimes. I would like just a full field of vision. If anyone has any reviews, thank you, Polar Bear Garden, by the way, for the 15 months. There's a mic I have my eye on. It's called a RE20 microphone. Electro Voice RE20 broadcast announcer microphone. If anyone has any experience with this, let me just drop the link in the chat. I would be really curious because it's a highly rated mic. It's expensive. It's about $450 US. But this mic looks phenomenal. And I don't think I would have to keep it as close to my mouth as I do with this one. Oh yeah, Fizgert? Interesting. Rich guy's mic, right? I gotta provide a premium product for you guys. I'm a Crab says those are dope, used in a lot of radio and podcasts. Interesting. I gotta look at some reviews for them and again see about. For me, it's mainly the distance. I mean, if it's podcast radio, it's gonna be right up close to your mouth. But my issue here, so I'm in a smaller place than my last place. The ceilings are fairly high, and most importantly, the room is big and echoey, and I just can't avoid it. Like this is the only room I have to work with. So I would prefer a mic that I don't have to put it like directly in front of my mouth, but not sacrifice the echoiness. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting a game here. Let's see. Let me reload the Seek. Sometimes that helps. So that's the trade-off I'm constantly trying to solve. Good quality, but not something that echoes a lot. Here we go. I am Natasa. Thank you, Doth Crane, for the 1,500 bits. Cheers. Yeah, I could do some. I could do some sort of acoustic treatment in here. That is a reasonable idea. Kind of thought about that, but I would love to solve it with just a mic, but that might be naive of me. Hey, Zoe. Okay, here, let's go bishop g6. Should I take the pawn? This is a rather interesting line. I'm going to do it. I played this one time in a critical game, and it backfired on me, but I got an interesting position. I played this line on the black side when I needed a win for very good chances at a GM norm, and like a draw really wouldn't have cut it. And got a great position, ended up losing the game, but no regrets. Would a pop filter help with that? No, I don't think so. I don't think a pop filter would do anything for that. Could be wrong. 85. Okay, so if I take and then play c5, maybe f3. I think I should play c5 is usually the idea right here. So I think I'm going to do that. Got to block the bishop and attempt to castle kingside in a lot of these positions. Both RE20 and SM7 are best right up close. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of thinking the RE20 might not solve that issue I'm mentioning. So if that's the case, I'll probably pass on it because I am pretty satisfied with this microphone. Yeah, I have a condenser mic, but again, the echoiness I think is going to be too much. My last microphone, it's a a Rode microphone, or Rode, however you say it. Great company, makes good products, but I tried to use it in this room, and it wasn't sounding too great. Sounded fine at my last place because I was in like an office or a bedroom, basically. Now, if he takes here, I'm probably going to play Queen C6 and try to temporarily blockade. Okay, so he does this. I wonder if he's going to try to force through D5. I'm not terribly worried about that plan. So I think I should castle now. Is he going to go F3? Yeah, we'll find out. F3, knight D6, and I'm going to hit this bishop. So takes that way. All right. So here now? Let's do this. Just trying to go after this pawn. Okay. Rook C8 now, perhaps. Probably want to do this rook, I would think. What does he have up his sleeve? He's going to try to play something tricky here. Otherwise, he might end up just losing a pawn. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. I think he's going to try something radical here, or just agree to play down a pawn with less time. You want to hire me to hold a mic boom? A boom mic? That would be pretty funny. All right, take bishop f3. Some trades possible there. Guess I can take a4, though. Can I play bishop e4? My mind is trying to process. Hold up. Queen takes c5. He can take on e4. I'm probably slightly better in that endgame, though. I think this might be my best bet. Let's do it. And if he takes here, I take here. So that's no bueno for him. So he's got to either trade queens or more likely take e4. And let's just pre-move that. Oh, I will still be up a pawn there, actually. Yeah, I thought he was getting his pawn back, but he's still down a pawn. Oh, he does that. He's allowing this. This is GG. All right, any smothered mate attempt here? Almost. And I can play queen e3. And also just take the bishop. Let's just take the bishop. Check. If he takes here, I made him. I made him anyways. Okay. All right, here we go. Highest ever rating. We're officially above my previous ceiling. Let's go. All right, doing well with these structures. I got a good position against Nizhnik in that first game, so let's try this again. Yeah, thank you guys. That might not have been cleanest at the end. I'm not sure, but it worked. It worked out. Uncharted territory, yes. My rating is entering price discovery. Let's continue climbing. All right, h3. Just a useful move. I'm not exactly sure what to do here, so we'll just bide time. I want to play knight a4, but that loses material, so I can't do that yet. All right. Let's go a3 now. Knight d7, I'll pull the bishop back. Probably to here. Yeah, thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it tonight. Oh, thanks, Original White Salt. Yeah, that wasn't my intention. Again, no complaints about this mic, but that was not the intention. It's just, it was sort of a necessity based on my current streaming situation. Oh, he's leaving h7 and f7 kind of tender, but I don't think I can punish it. Let's just play this. I'm curious what he's going to do. Knight f6, fine. All right, let's try to be annoying. Hey, I am Rosen. Thank you, Eric, for the raid. Oh, I want to play some bishop sacrifice so bad. Again, I don't think it's working. I'm looking at a double bishop sack. I can't even lift a rook in the end, so I don't think I can justify it. He's just going to repeat, isn't he? All right. Those are the breaks. Thanks again, Eric, for the raid. I saw you were doing a 3-person blindfold simul. That's pretty Pretty daring of you. I applaud you. So thanks again for the support. Thanks for the raid. I'm playing some Blitz tonight. Doing pretty well here. So this has been fun. I've reached my highest ever rating as of last game. So I'm trying to push towards 2,900 on chess.com. A5. Interesting move. Looking at ways to open the position. Might just go here. Let's do this and then take e4. Might go bishop d5, but I think either way I'm liking this. Oh, if he takes, can I go here? Hey, Gary, by the way. Hey, nice performance in Charlotte, by the way. I was rooting for you in that final game. That was, man, you gave yourself great chances. Phenomenal performance. For those who didn't catch it, Gary almost got a Grandmaster norm in Charlotte. He needed a win in the final round against Chamiel Gem Morandi, and he nearly achieved it. So that was a lot of fun to watch and great performance nonetheless. Yeah, that was in your defense, that was kind of a paradoxical bishop ending. It was bishop and pawn versus bishop. Gary's talking about the ending he was in. Here, bishop f7. You know what? I'm just going to stick this guy here, I think. I don't want e5 to happen at any moment. Yeah, make him go passive, and then we're going to go here. Because, yeah, you played this move king e4 in that ending, which looks correct going towards the pawn. And I looked at the table base, and it was, I'm sure you looked at it by now. I'm sure you did, like, immediately after the game. And it was saying, like, something counterintuitive, like king c2 was the move to keep the draw, or some equivalent move like that. That's tough. All right. Let's take once. G4. I feel like Magnus would play G4 here, so let's do it. I'm going to start attacking down the file this way. Inspired plan. Yeah, Magnus would do this, I think. Also blocks any bishop h5 attempt by him. Kind of a sick plan, actually, because this king is boxed in here. So if I can get a rook over here, threaten rook h8 mate, that's going to be lights out. All right. I should win this game for sure with this time situation and a great position. He has very little counterplay. Yep, does that. Okay. Let's just keep going. Now, he's going to avoid a mate, but he had to burn a lot of time to find that. And I still have a nice knight versus a bad bishop scenario. Let's give a check down here. A little sneak attack towards his king. Going to force him to play rook d8. Or not. Let's come in here. And when he takes that, probably here. Yeah, this is too much pressure. All right, here we go. Good stuff. Let's get another game fired up. Oh, did he abort that? Still got 11 minutes left in this session. Thank you. Yeah, that game felt pretty good. G4. You know, modern chess features a lot of these G4, H4 moves in positions where you wouldn't necessarily expect it. Yeah, he's done, I think. Let's search another opponent. So that's one thing looking at modern games, top players, guys that have been absolutely weaned on the engines and learned a lot from the engine's expertise. Leela, Alpha Zero, guys like Faruja, you know, who I feel are some of the strongest and most unbiased players out there, the younger generation. You know, certainly Faruja in general, like one of the strongest players in the world. But I think he's a good example of someone who, like, probably for the entirety of his chess career and his experience in the game, he's benefited from like super strong engines and the insights that they're imparting. And in a way, it's like looking at his games is a peek inside how engines have shaped human play, much more so than someone from like a transitional generation like me. I'm 35, and you know, when I was younger, I used engines, but they tended to be pretty weak a lot of times. And nowadays, the engines are just the oracle in positions. Okay, I play this line too as white. This is an interesting line. Knight b1 I'm not as familiar with. Usually knight a2 or knight e2. Knight b1 is a move, though. But I'm not going to deviate from the script. We're just going to do this and then c5. You can still stick the knight on b3. It's a similar plan. Or play this, yeah. Okay. So let's go bishop e7. This is usually the way you want to treat this. One little thing I've learned in this line over the years is that generally, if you're black, you want to avoid making this move for a while. You want to delay that if you can. Hey, K-Luth? Yeah, I did. Yeah. It was entertaining for sure. Okay, now I think is a good time to take when he's more or less determined the structure. And I might drop this in here. We'll see. Hikaru talked about this topic before, saying that people rely on engines to always find accurate or unbiased moves. Do so at a detriment of not playing thematically. Interesting. I guess that's a trade-off, right? And it's not always going to be the correct way to approach things. Absolutely. Okay, knight c5 or just knight c3 right away. Very tempting. Let's go knight c5. I'll hold off on knight c3. Give him a little more to think about. This position looks good to me. I don't have to worry about much towards my king right now. The knights have great squares. I mean, his knight on d4, arguably good. This pawn can be weak in the long run. So, yeah, I'm liking this. How do I think Stockfish or Lila would do against Alpha Zero now? I haven't really tracked Lila's progress recently. But, I mean, I'm sure the latest versions should do very well against Alpha Zero. In theory. But that's probably more of a question for someone who really understands the hardware behind things. And whether the length of time can overcome the hardware difference. The length of time since Alpha Zero came out and the open source stuff like Lila and implementing it with Stockfish. All right, focus, John. Can I take here? I think I can. He wins. I feel like I have something here, but I don't know what. Is that a take there, take there? All right, I'm going to try this. I realize he can take and then take a7, but his coordination is going to get a little messed up, and I think I can play queen b6 at the end. His knights are sort of forced to protect one another. We'll see what happens. Hey, Benjamin Bach, thank you for the raid. Another huge raid. Thanks so much, Benjamin. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Oh, that's an interesting move he just played. This is going to blow up. Hold up. All right, let's go here. Is he going to take here? So, yeah, thanks to Eric and Benjamin for the raids. Really, really appreciate it. I've just reached my highest ever Blitz rating on chess.com, so I'm trying to further that rating, get towards 2,900. Gary gifting a sub to High Castles. Thank you very much. He's throwing a lot of pieces at me here. Okay, I think I need to get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of him. And next, I don't know what. B3 maybe? What is he threatening? He's threatening to take e6? He is. Okay, so let's go here. He goes here, I take. And this guy will be undefended. What kind of position is this? I've got strong knights and a b pawn ready to run. This rook's not participating. But this is anyone's game. h6. Keep a safe king. Important rule of Blitz. I'm not threatening b3 yet, which is annoying. But allocating some pieces towards my own king for safekeeping. Whoa. I got to take that. All right, all right. This is just going to be a fight down the stretch here. Who's better? I don't know. I don't think he knows either, though. He doesn't know what to do. Relatable. Promotion. Come on. Take. Oh, here we go. Come on, John. Make some actual moves here. Oh, now I'm going to lose. Ah, that hurt. I was in a winning position, but I played that way too slow. That was painful. Oh, well. Time scrambles go around, come around. I spent so much time trying to defend and then win on the queen side that my clock suffered. That happens. Okay, we can recover, though. No worries. Still a good session. Rook takes a4, bishop takes f3. Oh, yeah, something like that was probably possible. Don't know exactly what moment you're referring to, but I would not doubt it. Okay, we're going to take that, and then we're going to go here. Those all look standard. All right, we'll go ahead with b4. Thematic move, minority attack, looking to take, play b5. He beats me to the punch. He plays b5 himself. Okay. Fair. Take, maybe a4 after that. I can take with the queen. Interesting. Okay, let's do this move then. Now, a lot of times they try to send this knight in here, but I'm ready to play knight e5 at the moment that my opponent does that. Okay, now let's reposition this. No, pawn is threatened, isn't it? That is a threat. All right, so I got to go here or something to defend that pawn. Knight e4, I'll just take it. He's going to take it with a pawn now. He's pretty active at the moment, but once I secure b4, I'm going to try to push him back, like queen e1, knight c3, assuming knight c4 is played. Yeah, I got a lot of notifications. Don't worry, most of that is spam. Most of them are spam messages asking me to play with people. All right, interesting. So knight c3, what's his idea? He's just going to swap everything off? I don't know. I don't see really any way forward than knight c3, so I got to do it. Now d5 is an interesting move by me. Don't think it's sound, though. Maybe queen here. Yeah, maybe queen. And then if a trade happens, I'll get one of these squares. I'm not sure which way I'm going to take back, but I should get one of those squares to work with. Again, I really want to play this, but as a sacrifice, it's a dubious value, I think. I don't know. Let's go here. Hit the bishop. The problem is I need to make a square for my knight. Like, both our minor pieces have issues activating themselves. That's what we're grappling with here. Okay, it might be time to do this. I'm going to play it. He takes with the queen, probably just knight d4 anyways. Rook d1 first, maybe. Nah, let's go knight here. Now watch him to do something towards my king, like a queen g5 type move. No. Okay. Hey. All right, let's go here. Time's up. That means my session is up. So let's make this a good game. Take now? Did he blunder? Pin. Time. Remember, John, play fast against this guy. Okay, good move. Guess we're seeing a liquidation now. Cut off his king. Okay, maybe I can press this a little bit. He's ever so awkwardly placed. So maybe. Yeah, guess there's nothing. Oh, g4 mate. Oh, g4 mate. Even if he takes the pawn on f2. Oh, that's a nice one to end on. Yeah, he had to play g5 here. But then I could take this pawn, and then I can really press. But g5 is the only way to parry that mate threat. He boxed himself in. He got himself in a nice little net there. Well, nice for me. Thanks, Spudge, for the 3 months. g4 checkmate. Achievement unlocked. Well, it's fitting because we got a raid from Eric, and Eric has a loyal viewer, Tagi, right, who likes the g5 move. So it wasn't quite g5, but g4. Good enough. And I was talking about the prevalence of g4, h4, moves like that, or g5, h5 for black. So, yeah, that's also fitting. Yeah, this endgame is ever so slightly better for white because black's pawn's a bit extended. And I've got some good rook activity. I mean, he should probably just play his king back. And I think because of the weakness of this pawn, I'm always pretty hampered. I don't think I can ever really cleanly get in king f4. But let me check real quick. We'll see what the Oracle says. Rook c5. Ah, you can see why rook a1 is considered best by the engine here. Why does it want to go rook a1? That should be a pretty obvious question. Or should be a pretty obvious answer. Mr. Athlete, thank you for subbing. Exactly. It doesn't exactly prevent king h3, but allows him to check on h1 if I play king h3. Right? So we can use our deductive logic. We can use reciprocal thinking based on knowing the result to figure out why the engine likes that. So basically, king h3 is a big threat here. And according to the engine, that's the only good move. Anything else? Yeah, anything else, and it's game over. Especially at this point, he must play g5. Even if he played rook b5, I would not take the rook. I'd like to think. Hello, GoBirds. This hoodie is from Old Navy. I know. It's comfortable. I highly recommend sweaters from Old Navy. I can't get a referral deal from Starbucks or a sponsorship deal, so maybe I should contact them. Be like, hey, I wear your stuff on stream. Oh, you know what else I want to check real quick? That game where I played the g4 move. I think it was that first game against Natasa. What do you guys think? If you had to predict, be honest with me. Do you think g4 in this position for white, as I played in the game, will be the top engine move? I said, what would Magnus do? And once I found that move and played it, I said very confidently, I think Magnus would do the same. Do you think either of those statements are accurate. Or let's just simplify. Do you think the engine will like it best? Thank you, Jay Adderley, for the prime. Oh, yeah. Duluth Trading Company's great. Nice little local company. Riches says, yes, G4 looks very strong. Costa says, it is very magnesian. Yeah. Magnesium sulfate. It does look like a move he would play, right? Big Benjamin Boy says no because the engine is a scumbag. Travel Girl says looks like a composed puzzle. It looks like a Jacob Agard position out of his positional playbook or something. Nick Chen says it will be top 3 engine moves, so he doesn't necessarily think top 1, but top 3. Senior Sud says G3 to lift my king to use the H-file. Thing is, G3 might allow bishop H5, though, right? He could try to sneak in on the light squares because his queen does hold this point. Maybe I have some crazy like rook C6 move, but I doubt it. So that's why I prefer G4 because it actually covers that square. Seth says it screams Magnus. Zogatic says I think Angel. Okay, let's find out. Hold. We'll give it a little thought. It's leading by a good margin, 3/4 of a pawn. Still got it. Still got it. There we go. Okay. That one move makes me happy about this session, even more so than the rating gain and whatnot. I just felt like the neurons all connected in the right way for me here. Depth is 20. I know we're only working with Stockfish 12, but that's a chess.com problem, unless I can change it. Am I able to change this? I can. All right. Let's up the ante. Stockfish 14 plus NNUE. I guess I've had Stockfish 12 on, which is, by the way, I mean, we're splitting hairs when it comes to big picture evaluation. Stockfish 12, Stockfish 14. All these engines would smash us. There we go. It's still up there. Well, the eval didn't change. Maybe I got to reload this or something. This looks like the same eval, but all right, I feel good about that. Yeah, and the big idea here, aside from stopping bishop h5, but is king g2, rook h1, trying to attack down the h-file. I didn't really play this all that well after this, but I got the job done. This king was pretty weak. Queen a3 I thought was kind of nice here. I think he's got to play rook d8 at this point, but he had hardly any time left. And this is evidently close to force mate. Do I have fast pieces on? I don't know. I got to check that setting. I'm going to do that right after I wrap this stream up. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for the support. We're stopping right at an hour. Got some nice games in. I beat Grandmaster Ilya Nizhnik like the very first game of this session. That was a good way to start out. Felt pretty good about how I played today. And yeah, I only had one loss in this entire session of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 games. 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. So I'll take it. We'll be back again soon. We'll continue climbing towards 2,900. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Thanks again to Eric and Benjamin for the raid. Thanks for all the support, guys. We're going to send you off to someone here, and I'll see you guys this week. Enjoy the last week of 2021. Yep, take care. See you guys. Bye. Maybe we'll put this on YouTube.